Boys and girls. So I am going to start with our Bible verse for today, John 1:1 and 14. So this is what it says. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. Remembering the Word is Jesus. And then verse 14 says, the Word became flesh and made his dwelling among us. We have seen his glory, the glory of the one and only Son who came from the Father, full of grace and truth. Okay, so I've written a sentence on the board. Never judge a person unless you've walked a mile in his shoes. What that means is that we need to be careful when we judge someone. We shouldn't judge anyone, right? It's not our place to judge them. We don't know what they've gone through. We probably haven't gone through the same things that they have, so it's not fair for us to judge them. God is the ultimate judge, so we leave that up to him. But what this is saying is we have no right to judge anyone. Maybe we can, unless we can relate to them. So in this situation, we should never judge someone, right? That's not our place. People have gone through difficult circumstances, and we don't know what is going on in their lives. So in our lesson yesterday, we talked about God Incarnate, which was talking about Jesus, right? Jesus came to earth. He came as a human. He got to experience some of our human emotions. And he experienced life in human form in the flesh. So I wrote this word empathize. That means to share in someone's feelings, sufferings, or grief. Jesus can truly empathize with us because he was a human. He was one of us. He did not give in to the sin nature, right? He was tempted, but he didn't give in to that temptation. He did not sin. So imagine Jesus is sitting there with you at home. If Jesus were in 4th grade, he might also feel ridiculed, hurt, angry, sad. He might feel happy too. How does it feel to know Jesus went through this? I think it feels cool to know that Jesus can truly relate to me and what I've gone through and what I'm going through, and he can relate to you and what you're going through and what you've gone through. Jesus was once 9 or 10 years old. He's also once my age because he died on the cross at 33. So he did live to be my age as well before he went back to heaven. And so he did experience those feelings. So this concept, walking a mile in someone's shoes, Jesus can relate to because he did walk definitely a mile in our shoes, right? He was on earth for 33 years. So when we think of 4th graders, feelings that we experience, Jesus had negative feelings. He had hurt. He had anger. He was betrayed by Judas, one of his disciples, a man that he thought was a close friend. He also felt happy, he felt joyful, and he felt sad. So even though Jesus was tempted, he did not experience emotions like hatred or jealousy, right? And he was tempted. He was invited to do something wrong often. Satan tempted him in the desert when Jesus was hungry and thirsty. But Jesus didn't give in to those temptations. That's the difference between him and us. We do sin. We have that sin nature, and sometimes we do give in to temptation. Jesus, he did not do that. Okay, so I am going to look up this verse, Hebrews 4, verses 15 through 16. So if you need to pause me to go get your Bible, feel free to do that. All right, this verse says, therefore, since we have a great high priest, Jesus, who has ascended into heaven, Jesus, the Son of God, let us hold firmly to the faith we profess. For we do not have a high priest who is unable to empathize with our weaknesses, but we have one who has been tempted in every way, just as we are, yet he did not sin. We have a high priest. We have Jesus, who was tempted in every way, but the difference is he didn't sin. As God incarnate, Jesus submitted to limitations of human body. He had the same feelings and emotions that we have. For this reason, he can empathize with us. He has walked a mile in our shoes. He can help us in our times of difficulty and weakness. Maybe you've been tired from walking a long distance and you are very thirsty. You're ready for a drink of water. Someone else experiences this in John chapter 4, verse 6. So there it is. John 4:6 says, Jacob's well was there, and Jesus, tired as he was from the journey, sat down by the well. It was about noon, so about lunchtime, right? So Jesus was tired. Jesus wanted a drink. Jesus was God, but because he was human in human form, he he was tired. He was thirsty. Jesus chose to be selfless and become a man. He was living in a human body. So when he traveled a long distance, he felt the same way that we feel when we travel. He was tired. All right, so let me go over here. All right, so Jesus was from Nazareth. See those look like little carrots. Those represent mountains. It's a very mountainous region. So he spent a lot of time there. He also spent a lot of time by the Sea of Galilee right here. And remember, a picture map is not drawn to scale, so the distances look a lot closer than they actually are. So that he spent lots of time by the mountains and the sea. Okay, so here is just a little bit, I'm going to go through this PowerPoint kind of quickly about Israel and Jesus. All right, so Jesus lived in Galilee and Israel. It was hot and dry in the summer, mild in the winter, it didn't snow. It rained in summer, not in the winter. Jesus did not see much snow, if any. Yeah. Jesus wore sandals, simple, loose-fitting clothes, jeans, zipper, sweatshirts, hoodies, gym shoes, not invented yet. So all those modern comforts that we have, he did not have access to that. Jesus wore sandals. Jesus' mother had no washer or dryer. She had to wash clothes in a stream, pot of water, and then lay him outside to dry. The house Jesus lived in would have been made of stone or mud bricks, something like that. There were no garages or basements. He didn't have heating or air conditioning. The house he lived in would have been made of stone or mud bricks. Oh, these are repeating themselves. They didn't have TV, crayons, computers, bicycles, no soccer balls. No TV, no electronics. Jesus probably had chores, including keeping oil lamps filled, family animals, helping his father build things, and helping his mother with chores. He ate fish, lamb, honey, a lot of bread, figs, olives, and dates. He didn't have pizza, hamburgers, tacos, soda, chocolate, or popcorn. Some things that we really love. He celebrated the Passover and other feasts listed in Leviticus. He did not celebrate Christmas, Easter, or Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving happened way later. He is the reason that we celebrate Christmas and Easter. All right, I have to stop this video and do a second video.